The global fashion industry, currently valued at a little over $1.5 trillion, is as destructive as it is profitable. Fast fashion may offer trendy and affordable clothing, but its impact on the environment is nothing short of disastrous. Up to 100 billion garments are produced by the fashion industry every year, and each year, as much as 92 million tons of clothing ends up in landfills. Almost 60% of all clothing material is actually plastic. Textile production generates 42 million tons of plastic waste per year, making the textile industry the second highest industrial sector after packaging. Additionally, the footwear industry and garment industry combined are responsible for 8% of global greenhouse gas emissions. Every time a synthetic garment is washed, it releases tiny plastic microfibers into the water. Up to 500,000 tons of microfibers end up in the ocean every year. Textiles and fashion waste account for 9% of annual microplastic pollution added to our oceans. At the current rate, global clothing sales would reach 160 million tons by 2050. We own more clothes than we used to, and we wear them less. 15 years ago, our wardrobes were simpler and more sustainable. But today, we find ourselves buying 60% more clothing than before, only to discard each item after wearing it 50% as often. On average, every single person in the world uses 11.4 kilograms of clothing every year. This produces the equivalent of 442 kilograms of CO2 emissions per capita. Global clothing production doubled between 2000 and 2015 due to an increased demand for cheap clothing. It's easy to blame the fashion industry for the problem of fashion waste, but we, as consumers, must also take our share of responsibility. These statistics show how consumer demand has driven the rise of fast fashion. These statistics show us the scale of the problem. But what can we do about it? The main thing to remember is that as individuals and consumers, we drive the fashion industry. They produce what we buy. So by changing our habits, we can force the textile industry to reduce fashion waste and produce more sustainable fashion. We can also recycle and upcycle our clothes to reduce textile waste and give them a new life. Remember, every choice we make has an impact. Let's choose a brighter future.